Congratulations. So you just got a new credit card, and this is probably the best feeling you're ever going to experience in the whole wide world. But your journey has only begun, and you want to make sure that you start off on the right track. You could easily screw up your credit card experience and your overall credit score if you don't follow a few things or do a few things as soon as you get approved for a new credit card. This is why I'll be going over not one, not two, but 10 different things that you should be doing once you get approved for a new credit card. Yes, a lot of these things are pretty easy and not that complicated, but those are the same things that are so easily overlooked or never even thought about, and it could just screw you over in the long run. How's it, everyone? I'm Chase Yokoyama, and welcome back to the channel where we make finance fun. If you want to have the most fun as possible, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe down below. What good is your credit card if you don't have it? That's why the first tip is to actually ask for expedited shipping. Little did you know that you are eligible, you are entitled to get your credit card shipped to you faster as soon as you're approved for it at no charge. Yes, many times you get like a temporary credit card number or temporary credit card information as soon as you are accepted or approved for that credit card. But I am impatient and I love instant gratification, so why not get it sooner if you can? It makes things a lot easier to use your credit card physically and to hit that sign-up bonus when you have the actual card in hand, as opposed to just having to use it online or relying on Apple Pay or something like that. All you have to do is to call your credit card provider or credit card company, like for example Chase, Amex, Discover, and just request your card to be expedited shipped to you. I've done it with literally all of my credit cards as of recently, and I've received the card in like 1 to 2 business days, as opposed to taking up to maybe like a week or 2 weeks through regular shipping. And that's just precious time that you could be using your credit card to make sure you hit that minimum spend requirement. Sometimes it screws you over because what if you have to make that big purchase in like a week and you don't have your credit card? And honestly, if you guys live on the mainland or somewhere else in the world, you probably get your card a lot faster than I do because it takes, quite a lot to ship it all the way to Hawaii. It's quite the journey. And sometimes on the rare occasion, you actually might get sent both copies of your credit card. That's how I got 2 Chase Sapphire Preferred cards, and then of course I had to get the new one with the new design. Because for some reason they didn't cancel the credit card that was shipped regularly, and they also shipped me one through expedited shipping, so I got 2 of the same card, literally the same credit card information and everything, and I was able to have 2 copies. I don't know why you would need 2 copies of the same exact card with the same exact credit card information. Maybe to impress your first date, I'm not sure. Another thing that I like to do immediately is to set up autopay. This is probably one of the most important steps in this video. Setting up autopay will literally save your butt. There are a few options though when you set up autopay, and you want to be sure that you click the right ones or else it won't actually benefit you. You can choose which bank to pay from, when to pay your statement, and most importantly, how much you're going to pay. Choosing your bank is pretty self-explanatory. Just set up your mom's checking account and you're good to go. As far as when to pay off your statement, I usually have it pay as soon as possible. In most cases, you can't actually choose a specific date when to pay your statement, but I choose the day that is the furthest away from the actual day the statement is due. I believe the terminology that they usually use is like 10 days before statement balance is due or 14 days before a statement is due, stuff like that, and I usually choose the furthest one away or just the biggest number. That way, if anything goes wrong with your autopay, you still have time or you still have a chance to make your payment on time and in full. Because technically, you could choose your autopay to set off or to pay the day before the payment is due. And honestly, I'm sure that that's fine, but I just feel a little uncomfortable, a little sketched out by that. Because because if something goes wrong, then I miss a payment, I'm not going to be very happy. But that's all up to you and how risky you are. But to be honest, I don't think that autopay really screws up or messes up a lot of times, maybe never. So you could be still good to go to have it pay literally the day before it's due. And lastly, this shouldn't even be a question on how much you should pay or how much you should choose to pay, but you should always choose to pay in full or the statement balance. You're usually given like 3 or 4 options. 1 is the minimum payment due, which you shouldn't do. 2 is the statement balance, which is paying in full and you should do. 3 is the current balance, which is also the statement balance, including any other transactions or charges that were made on top of the card after the statement closed. So you could choose that option too, as it does pay your card in full, but it just pays more than you really have to. And the fourth option, or the last option, is to choose a specific amount that you want to pay each month, which I don't use because I don't know how much I'm going to be spending on each card each month. Not only does auto pay help you from missing a payment or prevent you from getting a late payment, but also saves you a little bit of time. I mean, who has 20 seconds to pay a credit card bill anyway? Not me. The third thing you should do is to set up paperless statements. Yes, this seems like a pretty minor one, but it does a few things. One, it saves the earth. Two, it actually adds another level of security. Sure, someone could hack into your credit card account or email to view your credit card statements, but honestly, it's probably a lot easier to physically break into someone's mailbox and steal someone's credit card information or statements that way. Also, paperless statements are super easy to use. They come super fast. You don't need to wait for snail mail, and you can access it anytime and anywhere. You don't need to keep a physical copy or just a picture of the statement in your photo album. It also makes it a lot easier to record and save that information for use later. Along with setting up paperless statements for your credit card account, you should also be turning on notifications. Now, the types of notifications that you want set up are totally up to you, but for sure, I want you to set up or turn on all of the security related notifications. That includes any weird transactions on my credit card, any foreign activity, etc., etc. I also have notifications letting me know when my statement is closed or statement is ready, and also when my payment has posted. Like I said earlier, there are quite a few notifications to choose from, so it's really up to you to decide which one works best for you and which ones you want sent to your email or phone. But to have your notifications sent to your phone, you're going to need to download the mobile app first. Remember when the only apps we had were like Doodle Jump, Facebook, and YouTube? Well, now you could literally get an app for anything, and that includes your credit card. So be sure to download your mobile app for your credit card. I don't know if this is groundbreaking news to you or anything, but you should be using your mobile app for a lot of the things related to your credit card. Not only can you now receive notifications through your phone, you could also pay your credit card, view your transaction, view statements, contact support, and so much more. You're literally a madman if you don't use your mobile app for your credit card. I'm genuinely curious though, are there any of you out there watching that actually don't use their mobile app? You strictly get paper statements or you just pay online through the website? I want to know because that's very strange, very unique. Never heard of that before. Moving on to the sixth thing that you must do when you get your credit card, and that is to enroll in all of the benefits and credits. A lot of times people get so flustered with all of the different benefits and credits that come with the card, especially with the Amex Platinum card. So you want to be sure to take your time through this process and make sure that you enroll and sign up for everything that you are entitled to get. Yes, most cards maybe just have one or two things to actually enroll in, but again, the Amex Platinum card seems to need a step-by-step guide to make sure that you get and hit every single thing that you should enroll in. Even no annual fee credit cards like the Freedom Flex card have you enroll in stuff like the quarterly categories. So please take the time to make sure that you check off all the eligible benefits and credits that come with your new credit card. This might require you to have to actually sign up for a hotel loyalty program or an airline loyalty program, or choose an airline to get credits from. On top of that, don't forget about special limited time offers that you could add onto your credit card. There's like Amex offers or Chase offers, which actually do save you a lot of money and could potentially help you earn more ultimate reward points or membership reward points. Earlier, we briefly talked about the security of your credit card. Obviously, you shouldn't be sharing your credit card information with everyone or just showing it off to the public and letting it be known what credit card you have, unless of course you have the Amex Platinum card. But even if you keep your credit card information to yourself, you should also add another layer of protection, which is going to be two-factor authentication. This will actually greatly help protect yourself from hackers or people trying to steal your credit card account and credit card information. Two-factor authentication, if you're not familiar with it, there's only one phone number attached to that account, which should be yours, and you're going to get a one-time passcode sent to your phone once you're trying to log in online or sometimes even on your app. Yes, this is a small extra step, and yes, people have still hacked into accounts with two-factor authentication on, but why not make it as hard as possible for the hacker to try and get into your accounts? To me, I just do this for literally everything that I have because it adds a little bit of peace of mind to me, even though it's still not bulletproof, it's still not hacker-proof completely. Better safe than sorry. We have yet another important thing to make sure you do when you get a credit card, and is to plan out or know how you're going to hit that sign-up bonus. I'm sure you've already heard it from me or from someone else on YouTube, but you have to hit your sign-up bonus. There's like no question about it. You don't want to potentially leave hundreds or even thousands of dollars left on the table. Ideally, of course, you should be thinking about this before you even apply for your credit card, but I guess better late than never. You want to plan out ahead of time, or I guess right now, the things that you're going to charge to your credit card to help you hit that minimum spend requirement. And that's because sometimes it's hard to hit or spend thousands of dollars on your credit card within just a few months. So if you're having trouble with that, or you want to learn about more creative ways to easily hit your minimum spend requirement, I actually made a video up here that you could go watch that should help you a lot. Don't miss your sign up bonus. Alright, so we're coming down to the last two things, and this one is going to be to add your credit card to something like mint.com. Personally, this is how I track all of my expenses. I have all my credit card accounts linked to Mint, and I could see where I'm spending each month. You could set yourself budgets, you could view all your transactions, and you can actually categorize all of your transactions in one place. That way you could quickly see like, wow, I spent $1,000 on food, $2,000 on travel, and $5,000 on Bath and Body Works. You could only have so many hand sanitizers and scented candles, you know. It's not necessary, but I highly recommend keeping track of your expenses and actually your income, because this goes into something that's kind of groundbreaking called budgeting. And if you're not budgeting right now would be a good time to try and think about it. Okay, so the last and final thing that you should do once you get a new credit card is to check your credit score. And this is because maybe your credit score took a hit after you got approved for a new credit card. It's good to know how much damage you've done. In reality, it shouldn't have gone down a lot, maybe not even at all. And if anything, it's not going to last a very long time. Your credit score is going to rebound in no time. And if you're following all the credit score optimization tips, like the ones that I've talked about before, then your credit score is actually going to bounce back not only faster, but even more than what it originally was at before you applied for that new credit card. And that's because in most cases, adding a new credit card to your credit card or your credit score profile is just going to help you. It's going to give you a lot more help than harm. A really super simple app that I use to check my credit score is Credit Karma, or you could use your credit card company to go through and get your credit score, like Chase and Amex. I think a lot of them mostly do have that option available for you. Or you could go straight to the source and get it from one of the 3 credit bureaus. You get, I think, one free report from each of them every 12 months. Let me know if this video was helpful, and if you want to see more like this, please give this video a like and subscribe down below to help support us and this channel. Before you go, here are some other videos that might help you out, and I would recommend watching them as well. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Shoots.